What's going on, beautiful people? D-Lo Views back for another video. And if you have not heard, 3 days ago, Google released their Codex alternative or Codex competitor, and it is called Jules. So Jules is apparently Google's asynchronous coding agent. If you do not know what asynchronous is, it means that it can do multiple tasks at the same time in different sessions, meaning that if you open a session for it to use this Git repository and you want it to look over bugs, and then you have it looking at refactoring, or then you have it looking at finding something else inside of the code, you can do all of those three things at the same time. And I think that anything that Google puts out is, very powerful. And it looks like they actually introduced it last December as an early glimpse. So now they're actually releasing it as the public beta. And so what is Jules? Agentic coding assistant, writing tests, building new features, providing audio change logs, fixing bugs. Pretty much the same thing that Codex was said to do, but it's very powerful and it's by Google. I like it. So this is Jules. This is the interface that Jules is in. You'll have a dialogue that comes up. I did go in here and use it just because I really wanted to, and I actually recorded it. I'll probably play it right now, but I actually went in here, connected my Git repository. If you don't know how to do that, all you have to do is basically copy all of your coding files into Git, based on whichever IDE you're using. So specifically, I use Firebase Studio, and I'll actually go to it really quick for you guys. All right, so I was in Firebase Studio, and inside of Firebase Studio, they have a place where you can control the source, or source control. And this is where you will be able to commit changes, sync changes with your Git repository, but you have to get it there first. So I'll do that in another video. But once you get your project into the Git repository, then you will be able to use that in any IDE that you choose. So this is really how I've been utilizing the power of AI in different platforms, is by putting my projects inside of Git repositories and then transferring them into different platforms. So I may use Firebase for actually creating everything, but I might put it inside of, say, a Tray AI to do something else, or I may get this Git repository and put it inside of Jules. And so it's loading right now, but we actually don't even need this view. So we're going to switch the code, and right here you have the studio. This is literally just VS Code, and you have this section right here called source control. It's scanning the folder for Git repositories. I already have mine connected, and like I said, I'll do another video talking about how I do projects in this way, where I have them in Git repositories, I keep syncing, I keep committing changes, and it's a very constructive way to build. So everything is loading right now. And I'll go to my Git page as well to show you guys that. But right over here, it's fetching right now. It's getting the repository information, scanning it, and all of my files should show up right here in the source control graph. So now we see all of the changes that I've made. All of these are prompts that I used in making this website. So they are added as basically messages, commit messages, inside of your Git repository once you create it. But if you wanted to create it, I'll have to do another video. But basically, you would go through a bunch of prompts and get it on your Git repository. You'll have to create a new Git repository, etc., etc. But you have it here. Then you will connect it here. So right now I have this repository called Studio. And you can add all of your repositories, so they'll be available here at any time, and you can select which branch that you want to use as well. So bam. So if we're using the master branch, it has everything along with it. So what we can say is scan for opportunities of refactoring without changing the content or UI look. And so it is going to analyze that. It is going to give me a plan, and I'm going to be able to accept that plan. Now, if you guys look down here, we have a daily task limit of 5. Now, this is a lot. This is a lot. You may say, oh, 5, that's nothing. They're not giving us any time to do anything. Yes, they are. 5 responses are crazy. And if you see here, I've actually already done this, and it actually just created this whole entire plan. I then approved the plan approved, and it went through and did its thing. So it was basically, I think, testing, and it was going to different parts. So this is like the action form, action form, action form. So they did a lot with the action form, and all I said was give me suggestions on making my main page code better. And so it went in, looked at everything. Then it finally had this successful one where I guess its tests were confirmed or something like that. I'm not sure. Or yeah, reviewed. Yeah, so it was just running a bunch of tests, and it refactored those components and it implemented it. And then it goes through this process, and it takes a second. So this one, we're gonna approve the plan. It'll auto approve it in a certain amount of time, but this plan is probably gonna take about 10 minutes to do. This one that we were just looking at took, let me see if it will show how long it took. It usually does show how long it took, but I mean, let's just say 7:59 to 8:21. So that's about 20 minutes of work, of the AI doing work. And so it made the suggested changes, and then I told it to actually make the changes. It seems okay, but I wanted it to update the Git repository. So that was just the only change. I also had it look at a different page, and I wanted it to say, hey, look for code improvements. And really what I noticed that Jules did is that it made everything cleaner and easier to work with for someone that's non-technical. So it separated files, it separated different sections to be JSON files, and for those JSON files to be basically tapped once that part of the section is, on the page. So that's really what it did. It separated my code. And so now it's working. It is going through saying removes redundant card class name, define TypeScript interfaces. It's doing its thing. And so I will probably show you guys the finished product. On the right here, you can see all of the different changes that it is making. If we go back to this other one, and inside of the Git repository, you'll see this as well. So all of the red is being taken out, and all of the green is being added, and all of the neutral color or gray is staying the same. So you can go through, see all of these changes, and then once it's finished, you can just say commit. And so this one has finished. And so right here, it only took 3 minutes, but that's mainly because I've already refactored using these other prompts. But here's the actual power. So I'm going to go to Gemini, and we're going to say, what are some ways I can use an asynchronous code agent for my coding needs? Give me sample prompts. So this is going to say, this gave us some really technical stuff. So monitor the performance of API data endpoint under load. So this is really giving me really tests. Like what you would use these asynchronous agents for is testing. And so right here, the only thing I don't like about this is that it's creating additional branches. If you guys saw inside of Firebase, it only had the master branch initially, and then once I added these two changes, which usually when I commit changes, it doesn't do that. And you guys may be able to let me know what's going on in the comments. Please feel free to do that. But it will create this new branch. And so we're just going to publish branch. Then it's going to do its thing, and we can go to GitHub. We can go to our studio, and we can see recent pushes 5 seconds ago. It is affecting this Git repository right now. So it's publishing the branch right now, but let me show you guys the strong part about this page. analyze, or this tool, analyze my page for unneeded information or sections, or give me suggestions to display information on the page better. So we're gonna do this on the master one. We're gonna do it. It's gonna give us a plan, and so we're gonna let that do its thing. Let's go back to Jules, and we can ask it another thing. On the guided programs page, give me suggestions, and we'll just let's go to this one. Make these sections more clear and better visualized for users. It's going to give me a plan. This one needs clarification. Please provide a URL of the page you want me to analyze. So this was something that I ran into. Basically, what I need to do here is figure out the path of different things. So right here, I can just copy this, go back to Jules, paste this, and take this out. And I'm pretty sure this is a TSX. Let me go back to Firebase really quick and figure out if this is a TXX. So, bam. We're gonna go to guided programs, app page. So this one, can I copy the path? Copy path. Okay. So, bam. We're gonna paste this path in here, and hopefully it can detect where it is. The only bad thing about this is that it is using our messages, so we've hit the limit, but it is reading all of this right now, and both of them are working at the same time. This is the powerful part. This one has come up with a plan, so we are going to approve the plan, and this one is still thinking. It's about to come up with the plan, but they're working at the same time. So you guys see this loading right here. They're working at the same time. Thanks for I'll analyze the content to identify areas of improvement. Okay, cool. And this is going to do its thing as well. So this one needs more. Waiting for your input. It seems I don't have direct access to your local file system to proceed. I have to access it. I can try to locate it. Yes. So it's going to locate the path. I probably just typed it in wrong. Before, I just had to give them src-app-guided programs-page.tsx. So I probably should have just copied that from here. But yeah, they're going to do its thing. So you guys see the power of Jules. Honestly, I'm going to be using this for my projects, filling out bugs, because what I do right now is I go from Claude over to ChatGPT, over to Gemini, over to Firebase. I go everywhere to make sure that I'm getting the best product possible. So Jules is going to make it easier. I just approved another plan of one of the tasks that we created, and so both of those are running at the same time. If you want to purchase this, you can probably run 10, 15 things at the same time. And I think that this tool is more for technical users because they kind of know what to ask, but I think that it can be for everyone. So if you did learn something in this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also share this video with a friend if you think they need to be aware of a tool like this. And also, thank you guys so much for 250 subscribers. It is a blessing to be able to share this information with you guys, and definitely bigger things on the way. But this has been D-Lo Brands, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.